Gonna start with people watching you bend over to pick up a golf ball. How about that?
I'm gonna pull out this out now.
Well, T-Rev's been warming up, and we're about to get this a party started. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera down over here.
All right,
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. First time doing a YouTube live, so not really sure what to expect. We're gonna have Trevor join the chat just in case any of y'all have questions from what we're doing today. But Trevor.
Trying to find a 7-iron. Okay, there we go.
Well, hold up. So you haven't seen the video yet, but Trevor just got recently fit. That's a video coming soon. And you got some new
sticks,
gear.
huh?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best it's going to look.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like driving a car. As soon as you hit it, you're out. You're
Big
done.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Big upgrade.
All right, so here we go. We're going to get this party started.
Sweet. I have this. Do you want me to go ahead and pull up? I have it on the YouTube home screen, so.
Yeah, go ahead and sign in there, T-Rev. We can see who all is tagging in.
Oh, okay, I see it now. That's pretty cool. Alright, cool. I'll walk you through here. Alright.
T-Rev's up and running. I like it. We're going to turn the audio off, so I don't have to hear myself twice.
It'll be annoying.
All right, start hitting it, man. Let's see what it looks like.
Alright.
T-Rev does that. It might not be a long lesson today.
Well, I mean, I think it's the new irons. Might be playing a little bit of it, huh?
New toys.
New toys.
It's always already more excited to see you then, right? 170 carry. This is awesome. These sticks are exactly what we were hoping for. All right, so we're gonna slow it down, take a peek at Trevor's swing. I'm hoping you can see on the screen a little bit. I'm gonna have Trevor hold the camera and watch over while we watch his swing, so we can get an idea of what we're gonna do today and clean things up. So, T-Rev, I'm gonna let you do the camera work here.
Good.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Bring it around to here for me. So, Trevor, and the way that he kind of swings the golf club, right, is we've talked about it in our first video, is he has a stronger right hand, stronger left hand grip. We want to try to match that up. And so with that, what we're going to do is obviously match his takeaway. And a lot of times he'll go too far past his stopping point, if you will, in the backswing, and it gets a little across the line, and that leads into a steepener for him because he doesn't do a great job of shallowing it with his arms. And he can rotate really hard, so we can use that to our advantage. So first thing we gotta do is he keeps getting into this tucked tail position at address. So if we look at the screen, right through here, you can kind of see how he rolls his butt underneath his torso a little too much, and he's not really getting a lot of engagement. So if he was doing a bridge, he'd probably feel it up here in his quads instead of back here in his glutes. And that's kind of a good way to test if you're actually good at getting into activating those muscles. If you lay it on your back, tuck your heels up under your butt, and then try to arch your butt off the ground, you'd want to feel that in your quad and your butt and your hamstring. You don't want to feel that in your quad. Sorry. So we're gonna get a little better posture. Then we watch the transition. Get that thing up to the top, and man, if we could hit the brakes right there, T-Rev. Call it
Gotta
quits.
stop there, huh?
And then, so there's where it rolls out past parallel. We lose some wrist conditions, right? It gets a little bit extended instead of flex. And then we see the steepener. And so right now we're a little steep. Now the elbow's gotten a little better. We've closed the gap there. We're not so far behind anymore. But we're definitely a little steep. And then we're going to see it shallow underplaying very late, which is why we have a little hook bias. We hit up on it just a smidge. A little inside out with the shut face. But again, definitely getting better distance with the new sticks, so we're a big fan of that. So let's set the camera back up, and we got a little toy for you today.
Oops. There we go. Still 7-iron in hand?
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, now some of y'all might know what this is because this is a very old training aid. This is probably new for Trevor. So, impact ball is a really cool way to get connection in your arms and to really feel out a good sense of how to manage some arm structure around the golf swing. That's something we've worked on with Trevor before in the past, and it's something we want to kind of keep working at. And so if he were to go too far and his right elbow starts to kind of, I call it like screwing in a light bulb at the top, we've talked about that, where his right elbow kind of flies away. If he starts to go into that screwing in the light bulb spot, the ball is going to fly out of his arms. So, Trevor, go ahead and yeah, you got your sleeve rolled up. Let's get power pull onto it with the long sleeve.
Okay.
Go ahead and grip it.
Okay.
All right, now hold on to that sucker, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, through and through, right? So, yeah, yeah. And you should be able to make a full, like a 3/4 to almost full motion, right?
Okay. So even on my through swing too,
Oh,
it
yeah.
still needs to stay in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get the blooper reel going.
Best part of a live lesson. Ooh. Do you feel like you're going to throw the club away when you're doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's on.
So that kind of gets into like where we've talked about your flip.
Mhm.
You kind of feel this motion. Which is
Yeah.
why we also strengthen the grip up a little bit on both hands, right?
Okay.
So let me get that for you.
Okay.
Get your grip the way you need it.
Move that up just so we get a reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks stronger like that. And arms lock in. There you go.
And do I need to go a little bit more full speed or kind of the same speed?
I would try to go as fast as you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Right? Don't slow down because we don't want to change, the sequence of events from the ground and the way you pressure it in the ground.
Gotcha.
But what we're doing is taking away your arms' abilities to try and square up the golf club.
Right.
Does that make sense? So where you kind of make up for it and play around with it up here, we're kind of eradicating that
Okay.
sense, right? Now, we watch the tail of the tape, right? You still got your tucked tail position, you haven't flexed your butt out. That's kind of more your sweet spot, and that travels way better. Now you're towing it, right?
Yeah.
So what would create a more centered strike?
I guess another thing too that I'm noticing even on that swing is I'm still trying to twirl it. I'm still trying to fight that twirl. So I'm trying to come over the top, I guess, still. So I still need to stay inside, keep this arm tucked in more.
Possibly.
Okay.
Not where I'm going to go with it, though.
Gotcha.
Remember in the lesson from the video prior,
Yes.
right? What was the move you had to feel? Was it down or out?
It was out, so it was this motion out.
Right.
So I need to feel that same thing, I guess.
Correct. That's
Okay.
why you're hitting it off the toes, that you're still trying to pull the club vertically down
versus.
instead of getting back to here trying to rotate more horizontally.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So simply, the easiest option in your head is you got to get more turn,
Right.
right? You got to get to here, and you got to feel your chest and your hips start to open up and go out to the ball instead of down to the ball.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. You want me to give you that again too?
There you go.
It's out.
Yes, out to the ball, not down to the ball. A little more centered on the face.
Oh, a little bit better.
You know, it's thin. There you go. See what that looked like. You can leave the camera there for a
Oh,
second.
okay,
We're
gotcha.
good for a minute.
Cuckoo.
I just want to see what it looks like on video. When are you gonna stick your butt out?
I don't know.
Trevor must have done some time in prison. That was a little more center. That was a much better follow through too. All right, set the head again.
Okay.
This time let's actually get some engagement.
Actually squat.
Yeah. There you go. Ooh.
Almost falling over, but that felt way better.
Ooh.
And it went left versus right.
Yeah, that was different. That was different.
Different. There we go. I can feel your.
And if y'all have questions, go ahead and put it down in the chat. I'm watching it on Trevor's account. and I'll be able to answer any questions y'all might have. Let's see how this one looks. The better stance in the backswing. Way better coming through. Definitely better on the follow through. Holy cow. Yeah, let's do that again.
Okay.
On there. Now, a couple things, right? We talked about a narrower stance too, not crazy wide. Because a wider stance is going to promote more sliding, not turning. Open up the left foot, and then again, what he's trying to work on, we talk about tucking the tail, is if you watch my pelvis, if he stays in the same spot with his rib cage, he's trying to go this way and tuck his pelvis underneath him, and he needs to feel his pelvis tilt more out. And that looks a lot better in the video on that one. Flare left foot for me, please. There you go. Something pop.
Get something off there. That's my leg. I'm good though. I'm good. I'm getting old.
How to dislocate a body part on a YouTube live. Courtesy of Trevor.
That's the thumbnail, broken bones.
How far was it? Well, he's doing a drill right now, so he's punching at about 130. It's not a full tilt. When he's hitting a full 7-iron right now, it's about 170 yards. He's going about mid 80s, upper 80s on the club head speed, and hitting about 170. But for the sake of the drill, obviously he's not getting full power. We're just trying to work on, shortening the backswing and creating a better feeling in the downswing in this transition. Good. Narrow it up just a little bit more. There you go. Butt out. Remember, out to the ball, not down to the ball. Gotcha. Got $130 carry on that one, 44 total.
That one felt smoother, but I was.
Well, your attack angle is going down, so your attack angle of hitting up on it is now going to 0, so that's a lot better. Shouldn't Trevor do the training aid on his follow through after he? Oh, drop the training on his follow through after he hits the ball. It looks really weird. It looks really weird because when he's going into the hit, instead of keeping his extension on the follow through, what he's doing is he's still collapsed with his lead leg and he's trying to fold his elbows up. So it's not really the ball's part, because his forearms are trying to squeeze the ball. So if it was like up in his biceps, that'd be another story. Then yeah, he'd probably want to drop it. But because it's in his forearms, he can still get all the way around to a tight finish. It's just where he's flexing his elbows and not quite getting enough extension through his body, which is something we're going to talk about here next. So great question there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not very
So, in a lot of Trevor's case, he makes up for what he needs to do better in his lower body and creating good pivot and rotation. He makes up for that in his arms. So, that's the big reason when we put the ball into his arms, he can't separate his elbows to make up for, typically we see the elbows separate when the shaft's steeper. And so in his case, when he goes up to the top, he goes across the line and pulls it steeper, his elbow is going to flex out away from him. And so now that he's shorter to keeping that connection, he has to get better from the ground up to square the face now. That's what we're going to get into. All right, so let me set the ball real quick. Put your glove down for a second. And then face everybody so we can watch. Right? So, couple pivotal things that we have to try and work through for you on your transitional move, right? And we create rotation. So, a very common mistake in people trying to rotate is they think they have to rotate this femur in, right? And what happens is if I rotate that femur in, I'm actually really kind of shutting things down for rotation.
Gotcha.
Right? So when I turn into my left side, my lead side, right, I'm turning into this femur, so my femur is doing this, and then this femur is doing that.
Gotcha.
Right? And so when I do that, it creates this look, where my pelvis turned in here and it's turning away from that knee. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? Oh, we got another question that popped up. What do we got here? How do you fix a flip before impact? We're talking about it right now, man. We're trying to get through that right now. So the rotational part is what's going to fix most flips. A flip's just an early release. That's what it is. Something didn't sequence up at the right time, and you flip the club early to try and square it up. It's a save. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. We're going to get a little training aid.
Okay.
You're gonna stay on that mat for me.
All right.
Okay. Put your right foot on that. Okay. Now, what I want you to get in your golf stance for me.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're not gonna make a golf swing, so you don't need to worry about it. Just put your arms across your shoulders. Right. Make a little backswing turn for me. Right. So now, what he has to feel, this is what's gonna be really weird, is you have to feel your right foot turning out while your pelvis is moving left. So hold
So
on a
like
second.
this way.
Right,
Okay.
so let's not do it with the backswing yet, ready?
Okay.
So you're gonna feel your right foot twist the paper, good, but then your pelvis has to go this way.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, now you're getting tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is kind of. It's weird.
Right, so hold on, so look,
Okay.
this is a very common thing that people are trying to figure out too, right? So you're trying to do this without friction,
Right.
right? So it's gonna let your foot slide. So what you're trying to feel is you're trying to feel that with your foot and that with your pelvis.
So basically, out of this pelvis, it needs to come in.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? So in
And turn.
and turn.
And you feel like you're starting to create a stretch in your groin?
Yeah.
So square your foot up.
So.
Go slow. Turn your foot first. Don't pause. Watch this, ready?
Okay.
Don't let your pelvis move.
Okay.
Turn your foot. Good. Now turn your pelvis in. There you go.
Okay.
Right, so there's two separate motions
Gotcha.
that you're trying to like process into one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the cool part is like if you've ever been on a tee box, early in the morning, dew day, and you get to the top and your foot does this,
Slips out.
right? It's because we're trying to create a motion that moves our pelvis forward.
Gotcha.
Right? My foot wouldn't do this to make my pelvis go forward, right? In order to move my pelvis forward, my foot has to go back, so my pelvis is in front.
Gotcha.
If my pelvis needs to turn to the left, my foot needs to turn to the right.
Okay.
Very anti-normal thinking.
Yeah, I know, it's different. This is one of those things similar to the last video when Matt's talking to me
Yeah.
and it's like,
But you've never seen anybody's foot on TV or in your Saturday group go up to the top and go,
yeah.
right? It doesn't happen. Okay? But I've got more people asking questions. That makes sense. Oh, people are making sense. Good, I like that.
Good.
Okay, so stand up again.
Okay.
But this is the part you gotta learn to really learn how to pivot, right?
Pivot.
So foot first,
Foot out
no,
first.
don't let your pelvis move though, right? Keep this.
Just the foot.
This is where you don't engage your pelvis.
Gotcha.
That's what's letting it slip,
Gotcha.
right? So you really gotta give me the stick your butt out. There you go. Twist foot and then drive pelvis in. Good.
Okay.
Do it again. Twist foot out, drive pelvis forward. Good. Now to match it up, instead of letting this knee crank out with it,
Okay. This
Okay.
front lead knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
so your knee has to get outside your hip to rotate,
Gotcha.
okay?
Okay.
But eventually it has to stop.
Right.
It has to, we actually are decelerating our hips to impact, not
Okay.
accelerating our hips, okay? So we're actually coming to a stop,
Gotcha.
right? And so what happens is when you start going this way, it just never has the chance to stop.
To stop.
Okay? So when you're doing this drill, you twist that foot out, okay? When you drive your right pelvis, your right groin, okay? When you drive that to your left toe, I want your left leg straight. There it is.
Straight. Okay. Okay. So
Got it? Yes, good. Now
Okay.
square everything up again. You can keep flaring your left foot, that's fine. So twist, drive pelvis, and straighten leg. Good. He's even shaking. If you can't see his quad
Yes.
shaking right now.
you put me to work. But out of shape too.
Butt out.
Okay.
Good. Now how about this, right? This is another thing. This is why I do a lot of like off-ball training, right? Because it's only exponentially harder with the golf club in your hand.
Right.
Okay. So what we're gonna do next is I don't want your chest to move. So you got here, here, here. You see how I'm keeping my
It's
chest?
tough. Yeah. Matt's pushing me.
Alright, so hold on, stay there.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So foot out.
Yeah, and then drive, right post, there you go. But see how this is starting, wanting to move your
Yeah.
hips for you?
Right.
Right, so square up your body again, get in golf posture. Narrow it up a little bit, good. Butt out, good. Twist, now drive your pelvis, not your shoulders. Good, don't go so far your shoulders move though, right?
Okay.
Move your pelvis as far as you can without your shoulders engaging. There it is.
Okay.
Good, do it again. Good, that was the one.
That makes sense. That makes sense now. Still trying to move my
But
shoulders.
what I want you to do is when you do this, after you twist,
Mm-hmm.
don't let that knee go in, because what you just did,
It needs to be straight.
you twisted
Yeah.
your femur in, right?
Gotcha.
Here, twist that out,
Okay.
straighten it out. Good, that was good there. and watch your shoulders, right? Don't
Oh,
let your
yeah,
shoulders
don't
move.
move.
See how like it has to happen by piece by piece by piece by piece? Good. Shoulders again.
Shoulder, yeah. Chop them off.
Because look, here's the thing, right? By the time your chest is pointing to the door,
Right.
you're like over here if you follow
Over
me.
here, yeah.
We're trying to get all this done. This is impact.
Right.
So your chest should still be maybe only 10 or 20 degrees in front of the ball,
Okay.
right? Not over here. If my chest is all the way over here, balls are gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Good.
So.
Try to straighten both legs.
Yeah, I think that would help. So they're both.
The narrower the stance, right?
Yep.
But when I say straighten both legs, right, you twist this out, right? So you're here, try to make both legs look straight.
Okay.
Good. You see how you start to create a push
Mm-hmm.
with your pelvis?
I feel like that pressure too off of this foot a lot more.
Good. You should.
So.
Keep your shoulders still.
Okay.
No. That would be the opposite of keeping your shoulders still. In your head, actually, you want to hardly make up for it. Same thing.
Same thing. It's so weird. He's in my dome right now. I can't think straight.
We're at Indian Hills Golf Course, Murfreesboro.
All right.
This is the new dojo. Let's see if Trevor can process a very simple move that I've made very hard for his brain. Head, shoulders again. But so again, so this is a great example, people. So this is why I love Trevor for a YouTube live. His brain processes this and this as creating his rotation, right? Instead of being able to feel pelvis, and granted, there's probably going to be a limit of how much this can move without this, but it's noticeable, and if you're watching, you probably can notice it too, that when he gets to twist his foot out, he moves his chest to move his pelvis. There's no pelvis motion happening first, and going as far as he can without, hurting himself, right? So you're trying to thrust it out as far as you can get, and then you're still in good posture with your spine. So that stays there. Now thrust. Stay right here. Don't worry about how far you go.
Okay.
Right? And straighten your left leg out. There. Like that's it. That's the motion. Feel that? Quit looking.
I don't know why I'm looking.
Quit looking. Look at my toe.
Okay.
There you go. Good. Good. You feel that pop?
Yeah.
You feel like your pelvis is starting to pop now?
Alright, it's making sense too. Just like that whole, like he said, yeah, my brain just doesn't think. I'm thinking I gotta go here. Okay.
Square your foot off first.
Okay.
Get it reset. Reset. Good. That was closer.
Better?
Yeah, that was better. Good. Because now you're starting to feel your pelvis actually
Turn, yeah. Versus not
apply some
shoulders.
torque. You can visibly see his pelvis pop, right? That like little snap. Okay, good. Now here's the tricky part. This might be asking too much. Okay. Start it from address, and can you twist it? Let me see that.
The donut country ad.
Hey, look, this is, I told my wife last night that I use this for a training aid more than I hand it out to people. Because my wife's a real estate agent, and these are her mailers. So, you're here. Right now you're doing this to that, right?
Okay.
Can you do at the same time? Can you pop your pelvis and twist, right? Again, you're trying to keep your chest in the same spot, trying to get that to go out. All right, see what you get.
So here it's already flared.
Yep. Chest is moving now.
So
Right,
don't-
I'll help you.
don't
I'll help
move
you
your
hold
chest.
this, yeah.
Okay.
You're just trying to think of what it'll take to get to impact.
Okay.
Good. You got to twist your foot too.
Back foot?
That foot
Yeah.
has a twist. Okay. You're gonna have to do that and then pelvis.
Oh, okay.
Kind
All
of
of this,
line
all at the same time.
There you go.
Man.
Keep looking though.
I keep looking. I don't know.
Narrow your stance.
Okay.
Widen it out. There you go.
So, out.
There you go.
Okay.
Good. Now, notice when you do that, right? You were just going up and you weren't getting any
Of the
crank. Yeah. No.
stay still.
Look at a spot on the
Okay.
ground. Focus on a spot on the ground. Try and keep your chest looking at a spot on the ground. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, see, my mind thinks that I have to move this.
Yeah, it's a baseball in.
Yeah, baseball for sure.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And then after that, do that again. Okay. Bam. Your pelvis hits its brakes, shoulders should still be back. Back. Your chest would hit its brakes, and your arms would deliver the golf club. And everything goes around. Okay. That was good. That was good. Good. And at the end of the day, too, like when you get to doing this and that a lot,
Yeah.
like your groin should hurt.
Yeah.
Right? It should feel like a big stretch.
Already feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, good.
Because I'm not used to it.
So let's try to do a hit, right?
Okay.
Now you kind of have a better pulse on how to move your pelvis.
Right.
Obviously, that would be a lot to think about to hit a golf
Just
ball.
swing, so go through slow.
Now, I would just say that's something that you're going to have to get better at without
Yeah.
swinging a golf club.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to like the hit, right? We already kind of have a thought in our head of trying to get the club to go out.
Right.
What we're trying to look for is a cleaner leg structure through the hit post impact, right?
And I think too, I mean, you tell me too, this probably answers stuff for them too, but will that also help me with balance through?
100%.
Okay, because like that's something that I struggle with too, is when I finish, a lot of times like, I feel like I'm trying to kill it, and then at the end of the swing, I'm like kind of like all over the place.
So remember how we talked about braking?
Mhm.
You have to brake at the right time,
Right.
right? If you don't brake at the right time, then your car's just gonna fly off the track,
Gotcha.
right? It's just like, I use the driving a car analogy a lot. It's just like if you're going into the corner and you brake too late,
Mhm.
there's no corner for you.
Yeah.
You're gone,
You're gone.
right? So that's why you lose your balance, is because you're not hitting the brakes before the corner,
Right.
right? So again, you're not hitting the brakes, bam, club turns the corner, goes around your body,
Right.
right? That's why you're always off balance, because you're still trying to hit the brakes,
Hit the brakes.
and you just fly through the corner.
Fly through. Makes sense.
So again, the big thing we're looking here is getting a better posture and then see if you can feel anything different to the strike.
So same swing.
Same short backswing, yep. I just want you to feel a better pop out of your pelvis. See if we can get it. That was closer. To see your left knee flexed. See how you're like this?
So it needs to be straight, yeah. Like
Needs to be
solid versus like out here.
Yeah, both legs
Okay.
need to be straight.
Makes sense.
Do it again. Strongly recommend Jocko Fuel for anybody out there watching, wondering what I'm drinking on right now. He's got an Arnold Palmer energy drink.
So without the ball this time? Okay.
Cheers.
I was expecting it, so I was like,
oh,
oh,
wait
great.
around for it. Narrow your stance.
Okay.
Let's see if you can keep it short on your own.
Okay.
Alright, hit too low on the screen.
Yeah.
Narrow it up just a little bit. There you go.
Still feeling kind of off balance.
Yep. Because again, you're missing your time to
Yeah.
explode. Right? There you go.
Oof. That's got me all in my head. So, like, the biggest thing though is that left, like, staying solid out.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that tendency to kind of break it.
You keep
Okay.
twisting. You're twisting your leg the wrong way,
Gotcha.
right? So you're trying to create that torque, and then it just keeps going and going and going,
Yeah.
and it never actually comes to a break.
Break. Okay.
Get your butt engaged, get your butt out. Right? Here's I want you to keep it short in the backswing. Don't worry about any technical part of the
Okay.
downswing. Right? You're getting lost in the sauce.
Uh-huh.
Make it short, make it fast, make it violent. Flail your foot, butt out by the dress. Engage the core. Go. A little toe slapper.
Toe slapper.
Flail your foot.
towed like the last 7 in a row. Jeez.
Get down after it, man. Get it fat if you have to. There you go.
Finally, contact.
Well, 175 ain't bad though.
Yeah, it's better than 110.
Or nothing.
Yeah, or nothing.
Welcome to the world of getting inside of people's minds a little too much.
Yeah.
Do it again.
But it helps though. I'll come in here and I'll be lost, and then I'll leave the lesson and go practice. Then it makes sense.
Well,
I've texted them that multiple times.
The problem is sometimes we get so worried about the mechanics, we forget to be athletes,
Yeah.
right? And there's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this case right now, that's where I was kind of saying at the beginning, or in the middle, there's like, this might be too much,
Yeah.
right? You gotta have to like stay to the fact that you gotta hit golf shots, right? Like that was a good golf shot. Little left, little draw at 175, it works. But again, is it technically mechanically looking different? Not that much.
No, not that much.
Right? That's gonna take time.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I took the ball out of your arms.
Yeah.
That changed a lot
Used
too.
to it.
You can keep it short, keep it violent. You tried to post up better on that
I
one.
tried to, yeah.
Got faster on the speed. It hooked again because of your arms.
Right. But I feel that, like, you telling me like that, I feel exactly what you're saying.
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to put it into practice and make it make more sense. But I do feel like my body's trying to go that way.
Yep.
So I feel like if I do hold that there, I'll have better control and
Yep.
like balance through it. So.
Yep. Yeah. Be curious to see if you had the ball between your arms if you lost some of that hook.
I don't know.
I think that's just a little overactive motion in your arms.
Yeah.
See how your elbows separate again in the downswing?
Yeah.
So here, do it again.
Okay.
Show me how much speed you can produce with that in your arms.
All right. Try not to break any windows in here, huh?
Out of bulletproof, so you're good.
Are they really? No,
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, they are. Sort of God, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know people. Oh, instant chunk.
Instant chunky.
Keep going with the ball.
Okay.
If you want to get a ball like that, go to my website, golftrainingaids.com. You can get a break on buying one of these impact balls, or any training aids for that matter. I have a coupon code off my website.
So
Give me
same
some-
thing.
Give me the juice.
See ya.
Okay.
Still about the same, honestly.
Yeah. So do the drill again, trying to fill out your pelvis. Right? But what I want you to do this time is keep the club.
Keep it close.
Okay. Set up to the golf ball. This is another way to do the drill. So obviously we did the drill without any golf club or anything like that. Now we're going to do it with the club and the ball. Now just stand second. Keep getting a lot on me. There you go. Now, you got to learn how to move your pelvis, right? But the club has to stay at the golf ball.
So, do you want me to get
No
through
backswing. Just what we were doing before, where you were just focusing on doing that, right?
Yeah.
Keep your chest. There you go. Good. Now let's do it this way, right? So now you got an idea of, see how that was easier for you to
Yeah.
not move your head and chest around?
Well, I also feel like it's easier to, well, I have a club in hand, so that helps. But I think when my stance is narrow, that helps too. I feel like when I'm getting wider, I can't
100%.
get there.
100%. Now, put the club up against my foot. Put pressure on my foot, right? So now when you push your pelvis forward, pretend you're at impact, right? And put a little pressure, try to bend the shaft against my foot. There you go. Good. Do it again. Straighten that left leg out though. Straighten your right leg out. Straighten both legs out. Ooh. Ooh. There you go. Actually,
So I'm wanting to go here, but I need it there.
well, it needs to go flex, straighten, flex, straighten.
Mm-hmm.
You go, still flexed,
Uh-huh.
still flexed, still flexed. Never really trace
Yeah.
that. Pop, right? So that's what creates a pop. So if you're going to make a backspin to it, that should straighten a little more, which is not straightening enough, but I'm not worried about it yet, right? And then now it goes into that reflex mode when you're trying to create that torque, right? When I'm trying to torque my foot out, that's
Right.
when it reflexes. And then when I try to extend my pelvis is when it starts to go back to straight again.
Gotcha.
That make sense?
Yeah.
Hammer it up. There you go.
So,
Pop it. Yeah, there you go. Good. Perfect. Ball. Ball. Not bad move.
yeah, I'm feeling it. I think trying to put that into contact is kind of tough,
Mm-hmm.
but it's making sense. It's making sense here, slowly but surely.
Let's give the fans at home a couple more good reps and we'll wrap this baby up.
Sounds good. Okay.
Hammer it up. There you go. Right, so see how at your finish pose,
Uh-huh.
does that feel anything like where you're rehearsing to be at? No, right?
Yeah.
This is rolled, this is rolled.
Yeah.
And you wonder why you can't be in balance.
Yeah. That's part of it. Going for a figure skating move here.
I'm pretty sure you break your ankle doing that too in figure skating.
Yeah,
the
probably.
blades are under your foot, not on the side of your foot.
Probably would.
Right? So think about it this way. Post your follow through at like shaft forearm parallel and try and punch it to there and don't go past that.
Okay, so
Right.
so basically finish here and stop.
Right, because you should be able to still keep those angles at shaft parallel in the follow through,
Gotcha.
given your grip. So see how you still carried it through just a little too
Mhm.
far? Really try and pop it at the bottom. Do a couple practice strokes first.
Okay.
Punch it through, right there. Full extension, pushing your pelvis at the target. There you go. And you can get a little bit off that right heel and really thrust that right
Well,
leg.
that's what I was gonna ask you too. I was like,
You're not flat-footed.
okay,
You're just not rolling your
just
ankles.
not rolling. Okay, so
Think of it this way. Do it again. Swing it through. Good. Think of it this way. If I were to play tug of war with you right now, you want your feet squared up to the ground in a way that you can push your pelvis at me, lean your shoulders back. No, pelvis towards me. Shoulders. There it is. Feel that.
yeah,
Not this,
right.
but that. If I was playing tug of war, right? Remember that from grade
Yeah.
school?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
There it is. It should feel tight, feel tense, right? Really trying to fight it. Good. Good. All right, did it.
Okay. I think that broke your fridge.
I'll tell them I have a fridge right there.
Don't talk
That's how I keep my
about
weight
some
on.
snacks.
That's how I keep my weight on. Try with that, see what you do.
Okay.
Again,
Same finish though. Don't.
turn your brain off a little bit.
Okay.
Keep it short, be aggressive.
But do I need to do the full finish or no?
Go to a full finish.
Okay. So just a normal swing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your mind right, hit a shot like you're tournament mode. Match against Andrew Radford mode. Butt out of the dress, be a little closer together. Good. Woo! It's gonna be a little left. But man, not bad. That was different.
Did feel different.
Different. Didn't connect on the
No.
effectively, but definitely moved your lower body a little different. Keep it short. Another good hit. Where are you hitting on the face? It sounds like you're just missing it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing it.
Toby?
I think it's toey. Yeah. Like it's still kind of striking decent, but it's like I definitely feel like it's toey.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm trying to over exaggerate that. So
Okay.
trying to go out.
Okay. Focus on getting
This is down.
Focus on the strike
Okay.
and where you want the ball to start.
Okay.
So we want to start a little more right. We want the club to be a little bit farther from us when we strike it.
Okay.
That was more centered on the face.
Felt better, yeah. But still a little left, huh?
That's just because you're active with your hands. The face is shut 7 degrees,
Yeah.
right? So you got. So remember when we strengthened that grip for the first time?
Yeah.
you gotta hold and delay the face off, right? You gotta keep pulling and keep everything tense.
More
through here.
tense.
Yeah.
Even through impact and stuff too.
Talk about being all loosey goosey and all that crap.
Yeah.
Tense up, squeeze it, hit one last shot for the road. Cover it up, stick your butt out. Short and squeeze the hell out of that golf club. There you go. Oh, straighter. Still just a little draw edge.
Yeah.
Still just a little shut.
So I gotta think longer about keeping it stiff.
Keep your arm. Try and squeeze
Yeah.
your elbows together. Try and get your elbows to touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you have that ball in there. Ooh, that could be a winner.
Went right this time.
How about that?
That's better though. I mean, I try to keep it more closed there
Good,
too.
do it again. And try to do that one more time.
So. One more time. One time for the one time. All right. I want to see it though, just.
Still around it. Still running out just a little.
Yeah,
bit.
just a little bit, so it needs to be shortened even more, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Posting up better on that swing though.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh. Left again. Let's see if I can get one to go straight. Like right in between now. 95. Yeah.
Carried 178. That's because of Drew. You know, you got it.
Roll up. Oh, it's left too.
You feeling the squeeze in between your
Yeah,
elbows?
I got loose on impact too. I felt that. Okay.
So all we're talking about with the squeeze in the elbows is when he tries to separate out, it's when the club head starts to pass. So if we can get elbows together, get a little better feel of holding the face off. That's when you hit it right. That seemed pretty good. There's a smidge left.
Not as bad. Yeah, definitely not as bad.
180 on the carry though. Dang.
Sheesh.
You might hit it as far as me if you keep doing that.
Let's start hitting the gym too.
I need to do that.
Lay off the Fritos.
Last one. Good squeeze at the bottom. Show out for the people at home. Oh, smoke on the ball speed side. And it started right, stayed right. Woo! All right.
Not bad.
Good work. Good
Not
work.
bad.
All right. So, obviously, as you can tell in a live lesson, there's ups and downs. There's learning. There's breaks from hitting. There's concepts that have to be understood. And he's got homework. This is kind of what I put on to every student. It depends on how much they want to work. But as you can kind of see, when he's trying to work on just trying to get some of that pelvis to do the right things and the feet to do the right things, it's going to take a little brain power off the golf ball, like I said, right? You don't have a golf club in your hand or not hitting a golf ball to really understand what has to happen. Because then when he goes to try to hit it and implement it, doesn't work out, right? So you can't think about things that impact. It doesn't work. Brain can't process it.
Yep.
Okay? So big things for him is to continue keeping things short, right? I would encourage him at this point to get a ball like an impact ball or a dodge ball, right? To put between his forearms so that he can work on that while he's doing this stuff. So he takes away what he wants to do with trying to square the face up with his hands so much and things start to separate away from your body.
Mm-hmm.
You start to force the situation by holding on to the ball, right? Now you can't use this to hit it.
Takes that away. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, hope you all enjoyed the lesson. T-Rev, go check out his account. I've tagged it. He's starting a golf journey. Videos coming soon. We're going to get him to break 85. He's already close. I mean, we really got to get things tightened up at this point.
Yeah.
We'll do it. And then wait for a day that's not 30 degrees with a bunch of rain behind it. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. Make sure you subscribe and share and like it with your friends. Appreciate it, guys. Go out there and have a great weekend. If I don't see you before, Have a great holiday.